If you're planning to do CFA 2026, don't skip this video because I'm going to tell you everything that a lot of students miss out and then eventually they find out until it's too late. मैं आपको सब कुछ बताऊंगा right from eligibility, pass rates, the new exam style and structure, the new costs and most importantly फिलहाल इंडिया में what kind of salaries do CFA students earn. तो वीडियो को अंत तक देखेगा एंड मैं एंड में आपको ये भी बताऊंगा ऑफ अ फ्यू मिस्टेक्स दैट टिपिकली इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स मेक बिकॉज ऑफ व्हिच दे डोंट क्लियर एग्जाम्स एंड देन दिस लैंड अप वेस्टिंग अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम एंड अ लॉट ऑफ मनी. सो कम ऑन, लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड. Now let's understand the eligibility criteria. आप CFA एग्जाम की तैयारी शुरू कर सकते हो immediately after your 12th standard. Yes, so when you're in your first year of graduation, you can start preparing for the program. टिपिकली आपका कोई भी प्रिपरेशन टाइम 8 to 10 months होता है और आपका लेवल 1 का एग्जाम दे सकते हो as soon as you enter your second year of graduation. Thereafter, you can give your level 2 exam as soon as you enter your third year of graduation and you can give your level 3 exam immediately after you finish your graduation. So this is typically a 3-year program and it almost gets over as soon as you're done with your graduation. Now, what do you study in the CFA curriculum? Now, as you can see on your screens, the CFA curriculum basically makes you an expert in investment analysis and portfolio management. ये दो उनके core areas है, right? So you study a host of topics to master these two core skills. So you'll study ethics, quantitative methods like statistics, economics, financial statement analysis, corporate issuers, how equity markets work, how bond markets or fixed income markets work, derivatives, alternative investments, and of course a lot of portfolio management, right? And as you can again see on your screens as you get to level 3. In level 3, of course, the topics slightly change where they've also introduced specialized pathways where in the end you get to choose between portfolio management, private markets and private wealth, right? So that's typically the landscape of syllabus that you learn. And this is preparing you for some stunning roles which I'm going to talk about in the video to come. Now, over and about this, the CFA Institute has done something very nice. They've introduced some practical skills modules which they want you to take up every level. So before you actually write your exam, they encourage that you take this module. And every level, they've got at least one module that you need to take. Now, these are real-time skills that you will need basically when you're at your workplace. So their self-paced modules, as again you can see on your screens, are around a host of topics such as Python and AI, financial modeling, data science, portfolio development and construction, and so on, right? So I think this is what is making the entire program very, very skill-based, very, very real-time, very, very application-based. All exams are online, computer-based, right? Where level 1 exams, of course, are a host of multiple choice questions. Level 2 exams are case-based or Vignit-supported multiple choice questions. And in level 3, of course, they are testing a mix of Vignit-supported multiple choice questions and certain structured answers where you need to actually type in the dialog box. Exams are happening around the year as again you can see the exam cycles on your screens, which obviously adds to a lot of flexibility to do the exam. Most students are able to complete the program within a span of 3 to 4 years, whether you're an undergrad student or whether you're a working professional. Typically, it takes an investment, like I said, between 8 to 10 months of preparation to do every level. Now, let's talk about the cost of the program. Now, this is an expensive program, at least from Indian standards, and that is why you need a lot of preparation before you can hit the exam, because every exam is quite expensive, okay? Now, the CFA Institute recently in 2026 onwards has made the structure very, very simple. You only pay for the exam fee 3 times for every level. So as you can see on your screens, your level 1 exam fee is about $1140 plus taxes. Level 2 is $1140 plus taxes. Level 3 is $1240 plus taxes. Of course, this is in the early bird window. If you are paying in the standard entry deadline, the fees is more. But most students typically would register in the early bird. ये तीनों को अगर आप सम अप कर दो तो आपका एग्जाम फीस करीब हो जाता है कम से कम 3.5 lakhs के बीच में, right? Over and above this, you'll have to pay for some coaching, mentoring fees, etc. So generally, we've seen that across the 3 levels, the overall investment to do the program is anywhere between 4.5 to 5 lakhs. Now, the CFA Institute does have a system of awarding scholarships. However, there is no data around who gets it, how many people get it, etc. Having said that, you can still make an application and leave it to the institute if you get the scholarship. And if you get the scholarship, your exam fee substantially comes down. Now let's talk about pass rates. CFA exams are not easy to clear. Yeah, this is absolutely undoubted. ठीक है? और अगर आप इनके लास्ट 10 ईयर एवरेज पास रेट्स देखें तो एज अगेन यू कैन सी ऑन योर स्क्रीन, टिपिकली लेवल 1 का पास रेट ज़्यादा डिफिकल्ट है, 40-45% के बीच में जनरली होता है, और लेवल 2 एंड लेवल 3 का थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा होता है, बिटवीन 45 to 50%। लेकिन व्हाट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड है, सबसे पहले एक ग्लोबल पास रेट है, इंडिया का पास रेट कैन बी समथिंग डिफरेंट। नंबर 2 इज the participants who are writing the CFA exam come from a host of backgrounds. So you can have, of course, commerce undergrad students with zero experience. You can have a chartered accountant or a CA pursuing student do an exam. You can have an MBA do the exam. You can have an engineer do the exam. So people from different walks of life are writing the exam, right? And they have different kind of experiences. So if you further sort of go down and bucket this, the pass rates of commerce undergrad students will probably be lesser than this, right? So that's why I said the exam is not easy to do. Having said that, if you've got the right strategy, if you've got the right techniques to do the exam, and if you're the right person doing the exam, is only when you can make it. So typically, having completed your CFA, what kind of roles are you getting ready for? Well, you're getting ready for a host of hardcore finance roles around portfolio management, wealth management, private investment banking, equity research, risk, corporate finance, consulting, etc. And you can obviously get employed by a host of organizations in the FSI. So commercial banks, investment banks, private equity, venture, asset management companies, wealth management companies. So you've got like an amazing mix of organizations that can employ you. Now, usually we've seen in India that as soon as you finish a CFA level 2, okay, and of course you're graduating or maybe you've completed graduation, is when you can start with internships, etc. And of course after level 3 you can get on with a full-time job, right? Now, what do you earn as a CFA candidate is obviously a question in everyone's mind who wants to start CFA, and I'm going to clear some myths around this, okay? Now, I know you would have heard of a lot of figures, 10, 15 lakh, 20 lakh, 25 lakh, 30 lakh. I mean, the figures flow from so many places, but really what's the right figure? I'll tell you. Now, first things first, you need to check कि अगर आप एक CFA candidate है तो आपका उसके साथ और क्या credential है. Are you just a student who's done graduation with a CFA? तो आपका obviously एक journey होगा. पर अगर आपके CFA के पहले एक CA added है या एक MBA finance added है तो you need to give premium to that also, so the figures will obviously be different. अगर मैं एक प्योर कॉमर्स स्टूडेंट की बात करूँ, डन ग्रेजुएशन फ्रॉम अ गुड कॉलेज एंड अलॉन्ग विद दैट हैज डन CFA, we've usually seen that once you finish your level 2 and start with a job, you can look at figures of anywhere between 4 to 6 lakh of rupees, okay? Once you finished your level 3, okay, and you're into a job, typically employers will pay you anywhere between 7 to 9 lakh, 7 to 10 lakh of rupees. And once you've completed your 3 years of experience and become a CFA charter holder is where you can then look at salaries upwards of 12 lakhs and 15 lakhs and so on. Now, obviously, if to this you were to add a chartered accountancy, or if to this you were to add a MBA finance, then obviously you need to give premium to those, and accordingly the figures will increase. These are the right figures. Now I'll tell you about a couple of mistakes that CFA students in India make, okay? Because of which, they don't land up clearing the exam timely. देखिए, सबसे पहले तो CFA एग्जाम जो है ना, ये बहुत डिफरेंट है फ्रॉम एनी इंडियन एग्जाम दैट यू हैव रिटन फॉर अ कपल ऑफ रीजंस. सबसे पहले ये ऑनलाइन एग्जाम है, तो ये एक्सपीरियंस इंडियन स्टूडेंट्स के लिए डिफरेंट होता है. सेकंड, ये बहुत ज़्यादा एप्लीकेशन बेस्ड एग्जाम है, राइट? सो द क्वेश्चन जब गोना सी इन द पेपर रियली गोना टेस्ट योर कॉन्सेप्ट्स एंड योर रियल टाइम एप्लीकेशन. Number 3, unlike your Indian exams where every question has a mark, you know that it's a 100-mark paper, you know that you will get 40% or 50% if you want to pass. यहाँ पे आपको वो कोई marks का weightage, marks का breakup, कितने absolute marks है ही नहीं, right? It's a percentile based system. So, the CFA Institute generally ऐसा बोलता है कि if you have like at least 70% questions right, there's a high probability you may clear. So really the benchmark is very very high, guys. इसलिए मुझे ऐसा लगता है Indian students इसमें बहुत बार falter कर देता है. Now, really to crack the CFA exams, सबसे पहले तो you need an awesome team of trainers जो सिर्फ academicians नहीं है, but includes a mix of people who also have industry knowledge. Because you really want somebody teaching you how bonds are valued. You really want somebody telling you how equity happens in reality. Or you really want somebody who's handled wealth to come back and explain the concepts in class. So you need charter holders, you need CFAs who've sort of been there, done that, right? Number 2, I think it's very difficult for one person to have mastery over all the topics, right? बहुत बार students गलती ये करते हैं कि they sign up with one tutor or mentor और वही सब topics पढ़ाता है, which I think is very difficult because there are almost 10 topics and it may be very difficult for one person to have so much of mastery over all 10 topics, right? So you need a mix of or a group of trainers who specialize and who can take you through. Number 3, I think you need constant tests and constant assessments. I think the real key to cracking CFA exams is constantly building your mental stamina, constantly building your physical stamina to be able to do that exam and sort of consistently perform upwards of 60, 65, 70% right. That's when you probably are closer to hopefully passing in the exam, right? Now, I think that's a process. So you need an ecosystem, you need tutors, you need mentors who can sort of put this all together for you and take you through the journey, right? उसके बिना मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि अगर आप खुद से भी करने की सोच रहे हो तो it's a lot of trial and error. And every exam can be really, really costly, right? So that's where I feel an ecosystem comes into place. Now at Synthesis Learning, what we do is we bring to you this entire ecosystem where we've got a wonderful team of tutors, including CFAs, chartered accountants, charter holders and industry experts who sort of have been there, done it, and will sort of share experiences live in class. Number 2, every student is given a one-on-one mentor so that your journey is curated. Number 3, we have a super rigorous testing platform in place, and every 10 days you're actually writing an exam the way it happens in the CFA Institute's actual exam, and we build that stamina with you till you've really sort of got there where we feel you can clear the exam. So I think these host of things make the program very, very rigorous, very cutting edge, and that's where you can ensure that you clear. CFA demands commitment, dedication, and the right guidance. And we can do this with you. Book a one-on-one counseling session with Synthesis Learning, and we'll help you plan your entire CFA journey, balance it with your college or work commitments, and build your dream career in global finance. Think CFA, think Synthesis.